Hi, welcome back. We're in the first of our emotional eating solutions series. I'm gonna deliver this playlist to you as lots of little videos that fit together into a sequence. So I'll number them for you. And we're going to start here with a fundamental understanding that's behind cognitive behavioural therapy. If you've heard of CBT or maybe you've tried it, let me break it down in my way. This is just Laura Lloyd's version of it, but it pretty much holds up, okay? I like to draw a teacup because I find it very easy to remember, and I'm obsessed with drinking tea. T-E-A. Thoughts. T stands for thoughts. Thoughts are behind all of our experience of the world. They're the lens through which we then interpret everything. Thoughts create emotions in the body. So we have a thought, which is a sentence in your head, and it sends a chemical cascade down your body. Now, the other day we had a thunderstorm at home, and I was counting between hearing the rumble and waiting for the lightning flash, because my mum always told me when I was a kid that if you count the seconds between the thunder and the lightning, you can figure out whether the thunderstorm is very close to you or far away. And she said 1 second was 1 mile. So you hear the rumble of thunder and you're looking because you know that there's going to be a lightning strike. And it's very exciting to watch that, right? Well, thoughts create emotions in the body in very much the same way. The thought comes first, the sentence comes first. Oh, they are so ungrateful. And then comes the feeling in the body. Okay. Now, when I was at drama school, I experienced this a lot because you get given a script, and when you first read a script, you're very wooden. It doesn't seem real. It doesn't matter how expressively you say the words, you're not really embodying them unless you start really thinking the thoughts of the character. And then when you think the thoughts that are behind the words, then you feel the feelings. And then the people who are in the audience feel them too, because we have this empathy. We have these mirror neurons, right? So the process of really thinking your way into being the character and spending lots of time sort of being in the head of the character is a very important part of an actor's process, because the thoughts really create the emotions, and then the emotions come through real and believable. So if you try to feel an emotion, if I were to say to you, can you just feel angry? You might pull an angry face and make your body into an angry position. Do I look mad? But you're not really feeling it. But if you really think of something that's cheesed you off, really think of it, something real that's cheesed you off, and have all the thoughts and judgments that come to you about it. They shouldn't have, it's not fair, how dare they, whatever. Then starts to come the actual feeling into your body. Do you feel that? Do you feel it start to flood? Do you feel a heat in your upper body? You know, last week I talked about a study by Numina et al. When they made these bodily heat maps of emotions, right? And you can see anger is the first one here. And who can identify with that sensation in the body? All that heat, energy in the upper body that wants to discharge, right? And that feeling of wanting to discharge it, of wanting to punch and throw things and kick the wardrobe, that's the action, feeling motivated by the emotion. And that's what emotions are for. They're the motor. They make our body want to move and take action. TEA, thoughts create emotions and emotions motivate actions. You know, cognitive behavioral therapy cognitions are all about what's going on in our psychology behind behavior. And when we try and stamp out behaviors like, I'm just going to stop eating chocolate, I'm just going to promise myself I won't do that anymore, I won't buy hobnobs, right? All we're doing is trying to work only at the action level. And when we only work at the action level and don't go under the surface into our unconscious mind or even into our conscious mind and find out what on earth is driving all of this, we're really fighting a losing battle. In fact, the first sort of version of CBT as we now know it, which is tremendously evidence-based and widely used process in therapy, was Albert Ellis's REBT, Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy. And when you think of the words rational, thoughts, emotive, emotion, behavior, that name, not very catchy, but it did encapsulate all of these elements: thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, right? So I want you to try and remember this. I think you'll never forget it. T, right? Thoughts create emotions, just like thunder comes first and then lightning. And see if you can remember that, because this is profound. This is more than just a theory, more than just a kind of model on a piece of paper. This is really the understanding that our emotions aren't just coming at us willy-nilly because stuff happens. Oh, my car broke down, so I felt annoyed. No. My car broke down, and then I had thoughts about it that created feelings of annoyance. And that's not to say we don't suffer really difficult situations and circumstances in our lives that give rise to a lot of difficult thoughts. And it's very difficult about certain circumstances to have any thoughts that create manageable emotions. And I'm not saying if you're experiencing a lot of depression or anxiety in your life, I just want to be clear, I'm not saying it's your fault. What I am saying is our thoughts have the power to make it feel worse or help us along, help us handle what's happening to us. And that's where coaching and therapy can really come in. Right, just before I click off, in our next video, we're going to talk about, I'm going to tell you my little Scythian story. And this is a little bonus because I didn't quite get time to tell it last night.